Ian Trottier here for Discussions of Truth, and I'm with Kathleen Winn, congressional candidate for Tucson, and rancher Jim Chilton. We've got folks up here on the peak, active crossing. This is the border wall. Jim, would you please state your desire? What would you like to have happen here with the enforcement of the boundary of your country?
What needs to happen is the wall has to be completed. We've got to finish the wall. It's 32 foot high. It has 5 foot barrier on the top, almost impossible to crawl over. We need the trenches on the north side of the international road along the wall to have placed in them fiber optic communications like was planned before Biden stopped the wall. We need the electricity for lighting purposes, and most importantly, we need a sensor that was planned to be installed that could hear people in Mexico coming towards the wall. We need to put the Border Patrol at the wall. The Border Patrol has 650 agents in Tucson. They have 27 agents per mile. We need to have the Border Patrol at the wall. And we need to bring in the National Guard and the military if necessary and secure the international boundary. I personally believe that asylum is very important for people who actually qualify for asylum. Most everybody, 99% of the people coming into the United States illegally are economic immigrants, not asylum immigrants. And so if those people want to claim asylum, they can go to a U.S. embassy or any U.S. facility in Mexico or any country around the world and make the claim and be judged as whether they are in fact real asylum seekers, and they should be welcomed. But now what we have is people coming in the country to take advantage of our open border, to take advantage of our economic system, looking for opportunity. I can't blame them. I would look for opportunity too. However, we can't let everybody in the United States that wants to come into the United States. Unless you have a secure border, you don't have a country. Milton Friedman, at one point in time, made a brilliant observation. He's the famed economist. He says you can't have an open border and a welfare state. We have a wonderful country, a welfare system that's beautiful for people who need it. However, you can't have an open border, and that's why we're having millions of people crossing our border, welcomed by the Biden administration, processed and released into the United States.
And your cameras are picking up some of the bad boys that are coming in and not the...
This area is an area where the druggers come through, the bad guys come through. It's easy just to walk across the border at Lukeville or Nogales or Sassabee and say, here I am, process me and release me into the United States.
And this is federal, you've got the grazing rights for your cattle where the truck is parked right now, correct?
I do. I have the grazing rights to federal land here at the border. And this land has been grazed for over 300 years by the Spaniards and the Mexicans and later Americans.
Kathleen, do you have a comment?
I would just say that I really appreciate Jim taking the time with us today to show us what's exactly happening. There's been no dramatic information revealed except that it continues and that we really have no idea who's coming in our country. And for Jim said it exactly eloquently. Without a border, we have no country. And we need to protect what we have here. We need to protect the people who are our citizens, and they're not being protected right now. And people that are on the front lines, like this rancher, deserve the very best this country has to offer. And we shouldn't leave those that are serving us in this capacity, that feeding us and taking care of us and being on the border unprotected. Shame on our government for doing that.
Jim, final thought from you.
We need to secure the border at the border. Our country is a wonderful country. We welcome immigrants, but only legal immigrants. People coming across for economic reasons, just coming across and processed and released, they're stepping in front of hundreds and thousands of people who are legitimately waiting to gain entry into the country. Used to, everybody went through Ellis Island, and Ellis Island, everything was illegal when they were released into the country. We're a country where the rule of law is supposed to be imminent, and right now the Biden administration is ignoring even our current laws.
Ian Trottier for Discussions of Truth, and like I said, we're witnessing some activity right up here on the peak.